जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतीरवनचारी। यशोदा यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतीरवनचारी। यशोदा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतीरवनचारी। यशोदान हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय जगन् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पतगामी नयन पतगामी बाबू तुम्हें। निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौरहरि। जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन जय सच्चिनंदन गौरहरि। पतिता पवाना पतिता पवाना पतिता पवाना गौरहरि। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री गौर निताय की, ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रीमद् भागवतम ग्रंथ की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्या नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हुकुम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिमित कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं श्री परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षः सः भ्याभ्यान्तरं शुचि। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 11, verse 13 and 14. Chapter is named Jada Bharata Instructs King Rahugana. So I'll try to repeat the verses and you can try to repeat after me. Kshetrajna Atma Purusha Purana Sakshat Swayam Jyotir Ajah Paresha Narayano Bhagavan Vasudeva Swamayayatmani Avadhiyamana Yatha Nila Sthavara Jagam Manam Atma Swarupena Nivishta Ishet Evam Paro Bhagavan Vasudeva Kshetrajna Atmedam Anupravistha. श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, गौर निताय की। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anyone wants to repeat? Kshetragya Atma Purusha Purana Kshat Swayam Jyotir Ajah Paresha Narayano Bhagavan Vasudeva Swamayayatmani Avadhimayamana Yathanila Sthavara Jagamamana Atmaswarupena Nivishta Ishe Evam Paro Bhagavan Vasudeva Kshetrajna Atmedam Anupasvita. Matajis, anybody can repeat? Kshetrajna Atma Purusha Purana Swayam Jyotiraja Paresha Narayano Bhagavan Vasudeva Swamayayatmani Avadhiyamana Yathanila Sthavara Jagamamana Atmaswarupena Nivishta Ishet Evam Paro Bhagavan Vasudeva Kshetrajna Atmedam Anupravishta. Word by word translation. You can try to repeat after me. It's a long. Is it going to be on the screen? Yeah. Kshetrajna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Atma, all pervading, present everywhere. Purusha, the unrestricted controller who has unlimited power. Purana, the original. Sakshat, perceivable by hearing from the authorities and by direct perception. Swayam, personal. Jyoti, manifesting his bodily race. The Brahman effulgence. Aja, never born. Paresha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayana, the resting place of all living entities. Bhagavan, the Personality of Godhead with 6 full opulences. Vasudeva, the shelter of everything, manifested and non-manifested. Swamayaya, by his own potency. Atmani, in his own self, or in the ordinary living entities. Avadhiyamana, existing as a controller. Yatha, as much as. Anila, the air. Sthavara, of non-moving living entities. Jangamanam, and of the moving living entities. Atma Swarupena, by his expansion as the super soul. Nivistha, entered. Ishet, controls. Evam, thus. Para, transcendental. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudeva, the shelter of everything. Kshetrajna, known as Kshetrajna. Atma, the vital force. Idam, this material world. Anupravistha, entered within. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You don't have to repeat, just hear it. It's a long translation, that's why. There are two kinds of Kshetrajna, the living entity as explained above and the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is explained as follows. He is the all-pervading cause of creation. He is full in himself and is not dependent on others. He is perceived by hearing and direct perception. He is self-effulgent and does not experience birth, death, old age, or disease. He is the controller of all the demigods, beginning with Lord Brahma. He is called Narayana, and he is the shelter of living entities after the annihilation of this material world. He is full of all opulences, and he is the resting place of everything material. He is therefore known as Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his own potency, he is present within the hearts of all living entities, just as the air or vital force is within the bodies of all beings, moving and non-moving. In this way, he controls the body. In his partial feature, the Supreme Personality of Godhead enters all bodies and controls them. Hare Krishna. So we'll read the purport. Srila Prabhupada. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto smatta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Every living being is controlled by the Supreme Living Being, Paramatma, who resides within everyone's heart. He is the Purusha Avatara, who creates this material world. The first Purusha Avatara is Mahavishnu, and that Mahavishnu is the plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Krishna's first expansion is Baladeva, and his next expansions are Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna. Vasudeva is the original cause of the Brahma Jyoti, and the Brahma Jyoti is the expansion of the rays of the body of Vasudeva. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotishvi ashesha vasudadi vibhuti bhinnam tad brahmam nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is endowed with great power. The glowing effulgence of his transcendental form is the impersonal Brahman, which is absolute, complete and unlimited, and which displays the varieties of countless planets with their different opulences in millions and millions of universes. Brahma Samhita 5.40. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is thus described in Bhagavad Gita. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat abhyaktya murtina matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham tveshi avasthita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Bhagavad Gita 9.4. This is the position of the plenary expansions of Krishna as the all-pervading Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Quite a long verse and purport. Jada Bharata, Hare Krishna. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Lilanand Das. Completely unqualified to sit here. But I got the darshan of Sri Radha Madan Mohan today. And all the wonderful devotees and amazing Kirtan that happened here. Amazing Guru Puja, lot of dance, so much ecstasy. I was amazed to see one person, who could barely walk, holding a stick. He was jumping and dancing around everybody. Definitely has come from Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wherever he is. It was so amazing. So thank you very much for giving me this spiritual experience, which is always needed in devotional life. Spiritual life is impossible without seeing devotees, without being encouraged by devotees. So, and by reading Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada gave such a wonderful format for us that no matter what state of consciousness we are in, if we just attend the morning program, we are back to where we left it. Right? So wonderful. Shri Radha Madan Mohan Mandir ki. So here, this is a Amazing chapter actually. Jadabharata instructs King Rahugana. One of the heaviest canto in entire 12 cantos is 5th canto. Heaviest in the sense, truth spoken without any compromise. Instructions given without any articulation. Directly putting the message across. That is 5th canto. And within 5th canto, the conversation between Jadabharata and Rahugana is the more heaviest. And within that conversation, chapter 11 is definitely the heaviest. And there is one more chapter called The Forest of Material Enjoyment. So that is also a very, very heavy chapter. I heard of this that one devotee was trying to do book distribution in a college, and the principal there was not very favorable. And he stopped, the book distribution, saying, you people are distributing things which are not applicable for today's day and time, and etc., etc. So the devotee got a little more ecstatic. He said, I'll give you one book, you read that and you'll be convinced. And of all the books, he only chose 5th canto of Bhagavatam. He gave it to that principal. And the principal read few chapters. And he said, I'm not only not allowing the books, I'm banning Iskcon from coming into the campus now. Because this philosophy is so heavy. And then his Siksha Guru told that devotee that, Bhaiya, what did you do? This is not the way to introduce bhakti. You can't give this canto. So it's a statutory warning in the presence of Shri Radha Madan Mohan. For who are attending this, if you are new to Krishna consciousness, some of the subjects that might have been discussed in the last few weeks and will be discussed in the next few weeks from this chapter are really, really going to be enlivening. And if you are fortunate and surrendered, this will be the last chapter you need to hear before you die. That's enough. So I'm very amazed to see Hare Krishna and Prabhu is here, my senior God brother. Really grateful. And many other seniors who are here and all the devotees. Please bless me that I can share something here. I'm definitely missing the presence of Anandmay Prabhu. One chair that was always there here, and he watching and blessing everybody who sits here. Last time I was here, he gave his blessing, and also the lotus feet of Prabhupada he had gifted. So I'm really missing his presence, but Vaishnavas never leave. Vaishnavas are there always. And wherever Krishna is there, Vaishnavas are there. So I'm taking his blessings today to take this forward. So today's verse is all about defining the greatness of God, right? The greatness of Krishna, his expansion, his energies, Antarangika Shakti, Bahirangika Shakti, Tatastha Shakti, then Antarangika Shakti going into Samvit, Sandhini, Haladini, then Haladini going into further and further and further, and there is Balaramji, the eternal aspect, the knowledge, the Chitta aspect, knowledge that he is the supreme person, and his entire loving potency being Haladini Shakti, and his expansion when he creates the material world, getting expanded into quadruple expansion, then further into quadruple expansion, Narayana, and then Mahavishnu, and so on and so forth. I'm sure at least some of you have not understood anything what I told. And that is the goal of me telling it also. Right? The simple goal is because we can't understand God. Don't even try to do that. Right? The best thing that we can understand is this personality of Godhead who is so great that his expansions are pervading the entire universe, and this personality of Godhead who is not controlled by anything, and this personality of Godhead who is the greatest of the greatest is attracted to one Srimati Radharani. Right? So Srimati Radharani is the most powerful entity in the entire cosmic manifestation. If you think Krishna is greatest, Srimati Radharani is even greater than him. Right? So Srimati Radharani ki, we just finished Radhashtami and came, 2 weeks back. So I'm trying to remember the glories of Srimati Radharani. There are many things we should understand when we come to God, when we come to this temple. How do we serve in this temple? How can we go back to Krishna? The Maya Shakti of Krishna is so powerful that even though we are suffering, we don't want to die. How many here want to die? Can you lift your hand? Like this week, today, now. I'm sure nobody will tell you, I want to die. Even somebody who is suffering with cancer will never volunteer and say, I want to die. Right? When the doctor comes, doctor is telling, you will die. Okay, is there any way? Is there any way I can be saved? Some hope, even though there is so much suffering, still we don't want to die. And the desire to stay alive is so much inside us that we are okay to take another birth and undergo one new type of suffering, isn't it? Yeah, suffering is there. Once one Prabhuji went and asked his guest Gaurang Prabhu, one senior devotee's conversation. He said, Prabhu, I want to decide whether I want to become brahmachari or grahastha. Can you please guide me? Gaurang Prabhu said, what is the big difficulty there? It's very easy to decide. No, Prabhu, I'm thinking, what should I become? Brahmachari or grahastha? I'm struggling. I'm trying to put everything on left side, brahmachari, right side, grahastha. I'm trying to compare, see what I should become. He said, Prabhu, what is there? You only have to decide in which ashram you want to suffer. As simple as that. Because suffering is there here also, suffering is there also. Don't try to see that, if I become brahmachari, I'll be happy and blissful. There your mind will trouble you. And if you become a grahastha, I'm not going to tell more than this. Who will trouble you? Right? So, suffering is there everywhere. But the whole point is, in this between all these sufferings, you have to take shelter of Krishna. That many people don't know. Taking shelter of Krishna, all the sufferings will become easy. And many devotees have taken shelter of Krishna. Because Krishna is all pervading. Here Sukadeva Goswami is repeating the words of Jada Bharata and is saying he's everywhere. He's in control of everything. He's Paramatma. In fact, all the previous verses were about the fall down of the living entity and how his mind is troubling him and how he cannot control his mind. Actually, we can't control our mind. Don't think that, by I'm able to control my mind or I'm able to control my intelligence or my thoughts or anything. We have not controlled anything. It is only that because he is seeing our sincerity, he has kept a little cover on that. He just covered it. And we are thinking, Prabhuji, I think I don't think I have taste for onion garlic, Prabhuji. I don't think I have taste for any, non-vegetarian, Prabhuji. I don't think, chichi, tea and coffee I don't like, Prabhuji. All that we are saying, because he has covered it. Our conditionings are so strong that the moment Krishna will little bit lift the cover, immediately we'll know what we are. Right? So the only thing we have to do is in between all these sufferings, not thinking in any way proud that we achieved something in spiritual life, come in front of Sri Radha Madan Mohan and tell him, please seal that cover. Don't allow it to lift. Because every time it lifts, my ego is crushed. I think I have controlled my senses. I think I have controlled my thoughts, but I have nothing in control. And this is a realization not of devotees who have started their spiritual life. This is a realization of devotees who have spent 50 years in Krishna consciousness and they are telling Prabhu, kuch nahi badla andar. Right? Lekin kya badla? What has changed is my appeal to Krishna has become stronger and stronger. Please save me. Please help me. Please help me control my senses. Please help me surrender to you. Please help me continue my devotional life. And all the senior devotees have told, and all the acharyas have told, including Sukadeva Goswami, that the only way we can make progress in our spiritual life is to stay in association. That's all. There's nothing else we can do. Yes, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, we chant the holy names and our heart is cleansed. But it is not in our hands to cleanse our heart also. Everything is being controlled by Krishna. That is the realization. Even Srila Prabhupada, how much dependent he was on Krishna. Even though he's a Shaktiyavesha, great personality, empowered by God, coming from the spiritual world. But with his own example, he showed that always take shelter of Krishna. Don't ever think that I'm okay. I think I'm okay, Prabhu. I think, I think I've conquered this, Prabhu. I think this anartha is okay, Prabhu. I think I've conquered my anger, Prabhu. I've conquered my pride, Prabhu. Prabhu, I feel very humble, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. No. It's a reality, And sometimes those glimpses of fall downs that devotees experience are in a way good thing. Because that way our reality check happens. That where, humility naturally increases. That you feel, Prabhu, I'm all set, Prabhuji. And then you do some nonsensical activity which you never thought you'll do. You have stopped it 10 years back. And then it again appears. And, oh my God, Krishna, bachala yaar. Please, Krishna, save me. So that Supreme Personality of Godhead is right here. And we all have to take shelter of Him. And the only greatest duty we have is to worship Him. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahoitaki aprahiyata yatma suprasidati. To become happy, we have to make our goal of life to know who is God. First of all, know who is God. Then know how to serve Him uninterruptedly and unmotivatedly. Right? And then surrender unto Him and experience the bliss that He gives when we serve Him. Here in this verse, it is told that the same Narayan, there is a Brahman effulgence comes out of him. For a devotee, Brahman effulgence is not very attractive. Prabhupada was saying in a lecture that anybody who lives on sun planet, why would he be attracted to sunshine? Isn't it? There is no meaning sense, right? You are already on sun planet and you are doing a research on sunshine. I think sunshine is bright. I think sunshine is this and sun. Arey, tu yahi pe. Sunshine is everywhere. You are with sun God, Vivaswan. What are you discussing about sunshine? In the same way, somebody who is coming to International Society for Krishna Consciousness and directly seeing Radha Krishna on the altar and discussing, I think Brahman is something, I think we should do research on that, is a fool. Right? There's no point discussing about Brahman. Brahman is his effulgence, it's coming from him, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is directly in access to you. So the beauty of bhakti is you are directly going to Krishna. And directly going to Krishna, you have to pay some price. And what is the price you have to pay to go to Krishna? Give your time to stay with devotees. That's all you need to do. Right? Learning Sanskrit, learning, trying to memorize the verses. All this is okay. This also happens when you're a devotees only. How many here in your life you felt that I will learn Sanskrit verse? Anybody thought? No. Just by coming to Iskcon, sitting in between devotees, they start chanting the verses and we started repeating the verses, and one day you are repeating the verse. The whole, first, invocation prayers, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya, that whole long thing. First time I went to Iskcon temple, Arey baap re, ye to ekdam, kya Prabhuji, pura 2 minutes he spoke verses only. Thinking, can I do that anytime? No, this is very complicated. I was thinking it's complicated. After 2 months, I realized I am also chanting with him. Right? That is a mercy of devotees. So every progress in our spiritual life, any renunciation that we have achieved in our spiritual life is only because of devotees. It's only because of devotees. And our prime duty is to serve Krishna and devotees. Right? And hear Bhagavatam every day. Read Bhagavatam as much as you can. Recently we did the Bhadra Purnima. Even now the race is going on to distribute Bhagavatam all over the world. And we should distribute Bhagavatam all over the world. This year, some of we devotees, we stay on the other side of the city, and we thought, okay, where else Bhagavatam can be kept? One of the places where people are in deep misery and beating their heads not knowing what to do is hospital reception. So we said, why don't we keep Bhagavatam set in the hospital reception? Go to one hospital, make that sponsored by the hospital or some devotee, we'll keep the Bhagavatam in the hospital reception. So when they don't know what to do, they see that book there, somebody will pick up, somebody will open, and they'll read this verse. Canto 5, chapter 11, 13, 14. That Krishna is the controller of everything. Then they'll be satisfied, isn't it? Maximum conversion activity, unfortunately, happens in that hospital reception only. Where people don't know what to do. Doctors say we don't know what to do. And one personality will come and tell, oh, you don't know what to do, huh? We have somebody. He will take care of everything. And they say, okay, whoever that somebody is, I'm going to go towards that. But they forget that somebody is already sitting within them as Paramatma. They don't have that knowledge. So it is a duty of all of us to give Bhagavatam to every person around and make sure Bhagavatam is seen and available. Bhagavatam should not be inside the cupboard. Already many houses, they kept God inside the cupboard. Right? Where is it kept? Inside a cupboard, inside a small sajja, in lopata petti, talpu musestam ante. You be happy inside, I am happy outside. That's not the way, right? You're supposed to keep Bhagavatam outside and make it accessible. Everybody wants to be famous and everybody wants to be respected. That need is there. It's not like, feeling to be respected in anything bad or anything. That's by being respected for what you do, you get encouraged to do what you do. Right? When you're doing something and somebody says, Prabhu, acha kar rahe hain, aur karo, you're doing nice. So that's kind of respect that is given to you, but that encourages you also. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 2nd chapter that, hey Arjun, do the war, follow your dharma, otherwise you'll be disrespected. And for a person who is respected, disrespect is worse than death. Right? Disrespect is worse than death, Krishna is saying. But lot of people don't know why they should be respected. Many people say that I should be respected. And actually in Iskcon, we don't tell that I want to be respected. Because we say Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarodapi Saishna, Amananiya Manadena Kirtanesa. But somewhere that little thread is there, that Prabhu, come on, I'm doing so much. Thoda to bolo na. Right? So that is there, that's okay. You should not deny a natural, I'll say propensity or natural quality given by God that, being respected also is needed so that we can do our services properly. But we should not demand it. It should come on its own. But the point is, Krishna is saying that to Arjuna, how important is being respected. I'll just end today's talk on that. Is that how do you think one will be respected? Let me ask that question to everybody sitting here. Why anybody should be respected? What is that person should do that he qualifies for a respect? Can anyone tell? You can lift your hand. Why anybody should be respected? Have you thought about it? Okay, let me make it more precise. It's easy. Parents and children, right? There are many young children here. Why one should respect their parents? In today's, whatever, generation Z, X, something is going on now. So, they don't have any respect towards their parents. It's a big struggle for the parents, that their children are not respecting them. So my question is, to the parents also who are sitting here, why you have to be respected by your children? Or to the children, why you have to respect your parents? Anybody? Yeah, yes, bro. Yes, thank you, bro. Prabhuji is saying, parents go through a lot of sacrifices to raise their children. So they have to be respected. Yes, yes, bro. Yes. They make them understand life. Yes. So they should be respected. Anybody else? They give birth. Yes, they give birth. See, the problem with generation Z, or what is that now? Z, na? Z, X, XYZ. So now is Z. After that, gone. Last generation. Anyway, so point is, problem with this generation Z is that they don't appreciate what their parents have done for them. Unfortunately, I'm seeing that, especially in international schools and opulent parents, I'm seeing they don't have any respect for their parents. Even if their parents say, Arey, nikosam sampaistunnan ra, I'm bringing. So what? My friend's father also is doing it. Arey, I have given birth to you. So what? Everybody is given birth to so many. Actually, these aspects are to be respected. How many sacrifices parents are going through for their children have to be respected. But that respect is not touching the hearts of today's generation. I'll tell you why also. But can anybody else tell why children have to respect their parents? What can be wonderful reasons already given, but any other reason? Why they have to be respected? Then we'll talk about why God has to be respected. First, let us settle at parents' level. Yes, bro. Gratitude for what they have done for you. Right? How many sacrifices they have gone through. How many times they have saved money for your education. But Prabhu, for that also they don't have any respect. I know children who are telling their fathers, please drop me 200 meters away from the school, because your car is not as good as my friend's father's car. They are forgetting that they are dropping them during their office hours. They are coming and leaving them. That also appreciation they don't have. So I want to tell you a real incident that I saw in my life. I'll just share. Is it okay if we go for another 5-6 minutes, Prabhu? Huh? It's okay, huh? Okay. Prabhuji is saying, kuch bhi karo. No. Okay. So this incident happened when I was working in US, and I was in a place called San Jose. I used to travel there. So there was a satsang arranged for some billionaire, tycoons, you can say, $1 billion company owners. There was satsang. It was a very private satsang. It was organized by His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. I don't know if you heard this, devotee's name. He is Prabhupada disciple, the empowered person, who is force behind book distribution, even today in Iskcon. Vaisheshika Prabhu. And His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was also there at that time in San Jose. So he arranged this satsang to address some billionaires, And this was a house on some mountains in California. If you go out of the city, there are some mountains, and the mountains are owned by these billionaires. Hills are practically, one side of the hill is owned by one person. So his house will be on the top, and the garden will go all the way down, right? And this whole side is his house only. You can imagine how rich they can be, right? Stinkingly rich people. And most of them are Indians, by the way. So this satsang was for Indians. And there was a big restriction on who can go to this place. Because, many devotees are not allowed. It's a private gathering. Private billionaires, their families. So maybe 20 families or 15 families of this highly opulent society are there. And they will hear from sadhu, and they will discuss what they want to discuss in private. They would not want their employees to know. They would not want their colleagues also to know. Something, a private satsang. So even not many devotees were also allowed. I wanted to go somehow. I was like, Prabhu, Karona kuch, I'll go there. I said, no. Especially Anyway, okay, no problem. I was waiting. I lost the chance. So because the satsang happens in the garden in the evening time, there is a need for heaters. There is this, big heater, electric heater. And from the top, the electricity, some heat comes and is kept inside the garden. So wherever the heater lamp is kept, big lamp, like around 20 people around it will get the heat. Wherever it is kept, even in the outdoor. And these heating lamps are like almost 8 feet tall, in terms of length. So there was one devotee who was supposed to get those lamps. Before 6 o'clock, the lamps have to come. Otherwise, the satsang cannot happen in the garden. So it so happened that devotee, he fell sick and he could not bring the lamps. And afternoon he told that, Hare Prabhu, I can't bring, I'm totally sick, and the lamps are there on the other side of the city. So luckily, the devotee was organizing, his name is Srikumar Prabhu, if I'm right. So he remembered, he said, Hare, this Lilanand Prabhu is there, na? I had a big car that time. I was taking rental car. It was not my car. In US, when you go from one city to another city, you can take a rental. So that time they gave me a big car, like a big SUV. I don't know why they gave. A stock was over normal car, so they gave me that car, whatever is there. So I took that big car, I came to the temple. So he remembered, this fellow came with a big car. So he called me, Prabhu, can you bring that lamp? He said, where? To that satsang, where the private gathering is happening. I said, of course, I will bring. So immediately I took the car, I went all the way, and then I got those lamps, and luckily those lamps fitted in that car. Nobody knew it will fit or no. It's 8 feet long. So I pulled all the front rows, and somehow they squeezed the lamp, and you won't believe, the lamp came to the edge and the door just shutted on it. You can't even keep a paper in between. It was like a perfect fit of the lamp coming in. So I took like four lamps, 4 big lamps, and I went to the satsang. I was driving all the way up. And then that time Vaisheshika Prabhu and Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj, they all came. And Yugal Kishore Prabhu was there. He was actually organizing this. And I brought the lamps. So one devotee came outside and he said, oh Prabhu, thank you for bringing the lamps, brought at the right time. We were wondering what will happen. Okay, let's unload the lamps. So I unloaded the lamp, kept everything aside. And then I closed the car and I said, Prabhu, okay Prabhu, you can go now. Huh? Prabhu, what is this? I went all the way from there. Prabhu, thoda, no, I told you na, Prabhuji, it's a private gathering. It will be a disservice to bring devotees there. You'll create some disturbance in the, among those billionaires, you can go. So mercifully, Yugal Kishore Prabhu looked at me. He looked at my face, always crying face. So he told, Prabhu, you can come. That's okay, you can come. So I went inside. So this was a very private gathering. Like whatever they discuss will not be known to the world. But today it will be known. Because I'm going to share one thing without telling the names. So Maharaj gave a class, Radhanath Swami Maharaj gave a class, Vaisheshika Prabhu gave a class. And then not a big class, 15-minute, 20-minute class. That's all. After that, any questions you have. So some billionaires, they were asking some questions here and there. One billionaire got up and asked a question. Really, very, very rich person. Maybe his net worth is 1,000 crores without any counting, you can say. That kind of person. So he came with his family. He got up and, Swamiji, I have a question. He said, yes, please. So he told, I came to America with $100. Today I have $1 billion. That is my net worth. But I have a problem. What is the problem? I only have one son. And that fellow is not interested in my business only. I want him to increase my business from 1 billion to 2 billion. He is not interested to even come to the business. All the time he is going around in his cars with his friends. He is all the time on vacations. He is almost 26, 27-year-old. Swamiji, please do something. Encourage my son to continue my business. Then Radhanath Swami Maharaj was like, I am a sannyasi without a bank account. You are asking me to give a business advice to increase your business. What do you think I'll tell you? No, I don't know what to do. I have taken him to many motivational seminars. I have taken him to many places. Many, highly influential people told him, Arey, do the business of your father, increase the business. He is not encouraged only. He has no interest in doing anything. He has no respect for me. I started the topic saying, right? Respect for parents. He gave 1,000 crores, $1 billion empire for his son, and he has no respect for what he is doing. So Maharaj asked, so what does your son do? He said, what does my son do? He has 10 cars, all convertible cars. They have a private helicopter, by the way. Can you imagine? Helipad. Helicopter also they own. Maybe a private jet also. One day in Miami, one day in Vegas, one day in, some other part of the country, world. And he's enjoying like that with his friends. Right? So, Maharaj asked him that, Prabhu, why do you think your son will increase the wealth from 1 billion to 2 billion? Tell me one motivating factor. Why do you think? He already has all the cars. He already has all the money. Right? $1 million is his pocket money per month. Right? Why do you think he'll increase from 1 billion to 2 billion? He is satisfied, right? Huh? Yayatma suprasidati. He is prasidati in his own way. He is already satisfied with all the wealth. Why do you think he will increase your wealth from 1 crore to 2 crores? Then he was wondering, yes, I also never thought like that. He is already satisfied with so many things. See, very simple. If you have all the money, will you go and do job? Huh? How many here will do job without money? Lift your hand. I'll take you with me. Nobody will do any job in this world. How anybody will do business if you don't get any money? Nobody will do. If you have all the money, will you still do business? Pagal hi karega aisa, hai ki nahi? You have all the money, still you are working. It doesn't work like that. So he is already opulent. Your son has all the money. Why do you think he will expand your business? Then his father was thinking, yes, that's right, Swamiji. I never thought like that. I always wanted him to expand the business. I'm giving him motivational seminars to expand the business. But I never thought that why should he expand the business? Because he has all the money. There is no need for him. Then Maharaj asked, Radhanath Swami Maharaj asked, do you do something for the society? Do you do something for the society apart from making money? So he is actually a Gujarati, that billionaire. He told, yes, I do. What do you do? He said, my father taught me that whenever I make money, I should give some for charity. So I continued that principle. when I grew my business in America, I started giving little more money to a charitable institution for free education and free residence and food for some children who can't afford it. So I started with 5 children. Swamiji, as my business increased, $1 billion business I have now. Now I am serving 500 children. 500 children on a continuous basis. Their entire education I am taking care, their entire living expense I am taking care, schooling, health, everything. And finally they get jobs also. This service I am doing. So Radhanath Maharaj asked him, does your son know this? He said, no, he doesn't know it. I never thought I should tell him because I'm doing it because I like to do. He said, why didn't you tell your son that you're doing this? He said, I never thought it's important. It was my service to society. I was doing it. And coincidentally, his son was also there, because he came with his family. And his son was looking at his father like this. Then Maharaj told, why don't you tell your son that if you increase your business, how much more service will you do for such children who don't have home and money and education? Then he said, yeah, I can think of that. So if I make $2 billion, I will increase that from 500 children to 1000 children. Like that he told. And Prabhuji, you will be amazed. His son, was so happy to hear that. Immediately told his father, Dad, what are you speaking about $2 billion? I will make your business $4 billion. Let us serve 2000 children. He told that. Right? Everybody were amazed. And Maharaj was laughing and happy. Okay, business deal is done. But the point is, there is a big message behind this, Prabhuji. For in order to get respect from your children or from anybody, all you have to do is selfless service. Selfless service. And when that selfless service is done, representing God, as being a representative of God, giving whatever you have to others and show it to the next generation. Most importantly, today's biggest mistake that people are doing is they're not telling their children what they're doing, or if they're not doing, start doing. Right? Even in devotional life. Start doing activities which will inspire your children. Then automatically it will continue. Otherwise it will end with you only. We have to show it to the next generation. And there is Krishna sitting in everybody. This verse is saying Krishna is there as Paramatma inside everybody. Why do you think that Krishna will not be happy when you go and do that selfless service? Right? So, this father who could not achieve any respect from his son in spite of earning $1 billion, just got all the respect by showing that I am doing something for people who need it in a selfless way without any expectations. Even now in our Sanatan Dharma, parents don't put money in the hundi by their own. They give it to their children. Nana, no wait, you put it. Yes, they do it. Even we as devotees should engage our children in selfless service activities. What philosophy cannot do, what lot of things cannot do, can be simply be done by doing selfless service. Like Prasadam distribution. Wonderful. Iskcon Abbot's temple. Lakhs of people are given free Prasadam every day. How many, and so many parents are sponsoring it also. But how many of your children know that this is happening? Maybe they know, maybe they don't. On their birthdays, why don't they come here and do selfless service? And they see that this money is being given for this. And automatically our movement will increase. We will have devotees who are taking responsibility to expand Iskcon when they see selfless service being done and when they show selfless service being done. You might have a house in Banjara Hills or Jubilee Hills or Gachibowli or any opulent area, or you might have 10 flats, some villa in some jilla, I don't know, whatever you may have. You will not get any respect unless you do selfless service. So it is our responsibility to do selfless service, to encourage doing selfless service, and our country, Bharatvarsha, is known for selfless service. When COVID came, Our country was the only country which did selfless service of giving free vaccine to 100 plus countries, Prabhuji. 100 plus countries where a big business was being done to sell vaccine at a bigger price by other countries. Our Bharatvarsha made vaccine, indigenous vaccine, and it gave for free. Can we clap for that? We are clapping for our country and the sadhus, what they passed on to us. And we have to do that. We have to continue that. That only by doing service, we will be happy and we can make the world happy. Right? And we can also be respected. We don't have to demand respect. We don't have to command respect. Just do selfless service. And make sure that you encourage others by telling them how to serve. True humility is also to train people how to serve. No problem. You can tell, Prabhu, like, why don't you do this? Srimad Bhagavatam has to be distributed. This time, that day Venugopal Prabhu here is a wonderful book distributor. He made a statement on Anandmay Prabhu's departure day that we all from Iskcon Habits will give our offering to Anandmay Prabhu by distributing 800 Bhagavatam sets this year. Right? He told that. Now, how many of us are planning to make it happen? Right? Prabhu, you make it happen and you see how much blessings you'll get. Because that is selfless service without any expectation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sorry for going about, Prabhu. Anybody has any question or any comment? Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, please. Can somebody pass the mic to Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I want to introduce Prabhu.
No, Prabhu.
No,
this is for me, Prabhuji, now.
No, let me introduce. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhu is a very senior professor from Warangal, NIT. And for the last 25 years, he is doing selfless service, introducing bhakti to so many hundreds of students, Prabhuji. He's here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Really, it's a really wonderful class. You have touched upon so many aspects which are not seen by many of us in the recent days. As you are telling in the class, many of us are very afraid of death. But there are some devotees, maybe just like you, who have done a lot of work in US, earned so many things, lot of credentials. Just in the service of the nation, you came back and serving so many people. Gachibowli is very popular now. Just like you, I have heard of one devotee from Chowpatty, His Grace Stoka Krishna Prabhu. He used to be servant of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. As you are mentioning about the fear of death, I am just recollecting his reaction when His Holiness visited Stoka Krishna Prabhu in the hospital. In usual way, Maharaj very nicely asked, "How are you, Stoka Krishna?" I am amazed to know the answer. He says, "I am ready, Maharaj."
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
So he is ready for what? Going back to, he is ready to leave the body without any fear. Now, the question is, how can, even among the devotees, when you ask the question, how many of us are ready this month, today, now, none of us are able to say yes. But at that time, Stoka Krishna Prabhu was ready to say, "I am ready, Maharaj." As Bhagavad Gita says, "Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatat siddhaye." We are all following, but we are not one among that great devotees. Can you enlighten us how to achieve the kind of humility Lilanand Prabhu has, the kind of dare Stoka Krishna Prabhu has, how to inculcate that one, Prabhuji? Please enlighten us. Hare Krishna.
Bro, you are embarrassing me. I don't have any of those really. In front of Madan Mohan, I can't lie.
Hare Krishna. Bro, please, Prabhuji.
No. All I can say is, Prabhuji, death is fearful. Death is a fearful thing because it's very unnatural for the soul. Soul never dies. So we are being forced to accept that we die. That is a problem. Right? So, and self-realization, even though we hear so many lectures, but still the fear continues, it puzzles you. So it's very difficult to say how to overcome that fear, but at least the way I overcome, Prabhu, I still try to overcome, not overcome, is that I try to remember all the devotees who already left this world, and I'm sure they are doing something for me, some arrangement they are doing. Because even though, Yamadutas will come, will take me, some commission will be given to push me the other side. So I depend on devotees. I pray to all devotees, and especially Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada told, give this one life to Krishna, I will take you back. I'm trying, Prabhu.
Hari bol, Hari bol, wonderful, Prabhu.
Not that you are giving, Prabhu, you are doing so much, Prabhu's, maybe someday you should hear from Prabhuji, the kind of setup, Prabhu, I don't know, you are here, please share. But devotee's life means filled with sacrifices. I recommend all of you to hear the interview of Ashwin Kumar, who made Mahavatar Narsimha. He gave an interview recently. Go and type. It's a full Krishna conscious interview, not a commercial interview. How many heard that? Anybody here? Prabhu, you hear this, huh? I'm telling you, you will be amazed the kind of challenges he went through to make that movie. How he and his wife together, they completely broke, their entire family, their in-laws, their wealth, everything went. And they were only chanting every day. He is a devotee who chants 16 rounds, by the way, don't know. Right? And is completely fixed up in spiritual life. They gave everything and they left it to God, whatever will happen. And today, see what Narsingdev can do. Right? It is the highest grossed up animation movie made in the world. Imagine?
More than 200 crores, I think. More than 200 crores till now.
Yes. And it is so amazed, and in my office, they were doing Lakshmi Puja. In my office, I had HR also for one company. I was doing Lakshmi Puja there. So then after that, I asked, is Lakshmi ji happy? They told, yeah, she should be happy. Said, she is not happy unless you do Narayan Puja also. So how to do Narayan Puja? I said, let us all of us go to Mahavatar Narsimha. That is our puja. So our entire office went to Mahavatar Narsimha. And you know what? The office sponsored it. So we should introduce Krishna consciousness, yena kena prakarena, and try to do our best, Prabhu. I don't know. But I would like to take this opportunity to ask for all of you to pray for one very sincere devotee. Many of you would not know about him. He is on the deathbed right now. His son, His Grace Sakya Prem Prabhu, who serves as Pujari in Iskcon Dallas. He and his wife are here. His father, who has been chanting for many, many years, continuously chanting, reading Bhagavatam, is just in the last moments, anytime. It can be today, tomorrow, 1 week, whatever. But I take this opportunity in front of Shri Radha Madan Mohan, that all the devotees, please chant for this amazing devotee, so that he goes back to Krishna and put some recommendation letter for all of us also. Right? Let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for his soul. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.